యూట్యూబ్ షేర్ షేర్ పైన కెమెరా
ఎవ్రీథింగ్ కదా ఎంటైర్ స్క్రీన్
సెలెక్ట్ చేయండి సార్
ఎంటైర్ కదా
రెండు స్క్రీన్స్ ఉన్నాయి కదా
ఏ స్క్రీన్
ఇదే కదా ఎక్స్టెండ్ చేసింది అది
ఇది పెడదాం డెస్క్టాపే కదా మనకి ఇది అవసరం లేదు అదొకటి కాదు ఒకసారి లైవ్ ఓపెన్ చేయండి తెలుస్తుంది నా శాలరీ ప్రాజెక్ట్ అయ్యే పడుతుంది ప్రామిస్ ఉంటే రే అంటే ఇవ్వడానికి ఏమో శాలరీ పడాలి నాకు ప్రాజెక్ట్ అయిన వీక్ వస్తాయి రోజుకి 5,000 అవుతుంది
చెప్పరా ఆన్సర్ చెప్పండి కదా
చెప్పే కదా 5,000
5,000 చెప్పండి కదా అదే లీక్ చేసి క్యాచ్ చేయలేదు
మనం లీక్లు ఇస్తా ఉంటాం మీరే క్యాచ్ చేసుకోవాలి ఏదిరా ఎలా రా ఇప్పుడు ఇది షేరా
షేర్ అయితే
కాదు లింక్ షేర్ చేయడం
ఇక్కడ షేర్ ఉందా సార్ షేర్ ఆప్షన్ ఉంది కాపీ లింక్
వాట్సాప్ లో బెటర్
అది
చాట్ ఇక్కడ
డిస్ప్లే అవుతారా మళ్ళీ
లేదు లేదు అసలు ఎలా వస్తుందో చూద్దామండి మళ్ళీ దెబ్బడు
సరే లేకపోతే ఇక్కడ
నాకు పంపే సార్ లేకుండా పంపి నా ఫోన్ ఓపెన్ చేద్దాం
ఓకే ఐస్
సుజు దాంట్లోనే 5 years చేశాడు
డిప్లొమా చేసి
వస్తారా అనుకున్న కోర్లో వస్తాయి వాయిస్ వాయిస్
ఇయర్ బడ్స్ పెట్టుకున్న వాయిస్ స్క్రీన్ షేర్ అవ్వట్లేదు
స్క్రీన్ షేర్ చేస్తాను
మీరు అందుకే
కాదు సార్ వెనకాల ప్రొవైడర్ ప్రైవేట్ పెట్టండి సార్
మీరు ఆ స్క్రీన్ షేర్ చేస్తారు మీరు ఈ స్క్రీన్ షేర్ చేయాలి
స్క్రీన్ వన్ నొక్కాలి ఇంటర్ స్క్రీన్
ఇప్పుడు షేర్
టెక్నాలజీ
ఎందుకు వచ్చింది అలా కానీ ఆ లింక్ లో ఎవరు ఓపెన్ చేశారు షేర్ చేయకుండా ఎవరికి పోస్ట్ అయిపోతున్నాయి
అది కాదు అందరికి
ఇంకా ఆగదు ఇంకా లైవ్ పెట్టండి
కెమెరా యాక్సెస్ కెమెరా సరే ఇన్స్ట్రుమెంటేషన్ ఇది ఆల్రెడీ రన్
నెక్స్ట్ ఉంటుంది
క్యాలెండర్ ఇక్కడ రన్
స్టాక్ ఆప్షన్ మాట్లాడేది
सर कैसे कह रहे हैं सर
No, I don't
कैसे कह रहे हैं ओनली ऑडियो
चार्जिंग पे लगा सर
स्ट्रीम सेटिंग्स
కానీ
स्ट्रीम नहीं अरे ऑप्शन ले
Okay, is it done? So now we are done with this product controller. So as of now, we are done with this only this product controller. So now next we'll go on to the routes if you're done with this one. Everyone. Done? Last benches. Shall I start the next routes? Okay. So now after completion of this product controllers, we have something called product routes. So I have already mentioned you that we have an MVC structure which is coming from the data bottom to the top again from the server to the routes and routes to the controllers, and then in between we have a middlewares and then we have a models and all. But now I already told you in routes, if we wanted to create, what we need to do, we need to import one thing that is express and we need to call the router method which is inside the express. Okay, so that's why what I am writing here is I am writing here const express equal to, so inside the const express I am writing here something called require express. Okay, so I'm writing here something called const express equal to require express, and now after completion of this express, what we need to do, so we need to, again the express will returns a function, right? So that function we need to call again by using const. I'm taking it as a router. Okay, and const router equal to, I'm calling the express here dot router method. Okay, which is in an inbuilt method which we are having in this express.js. And now whenever we have called this function, then now this router is going to get the access about our routing methods. Okay, so now after completion of this, now we need to mention the routes which we are having by using router dot methods. Here I am going to write the get method, put method, and next get to post also there, post method, and finally we have a delete method also. Okay, so now I'm writing here router dot get, and inside that I'm writing only normal / because it's a home method, and now I'm calling the function that is get products. So it is suggesting me, and just I clicked enter and it is imported at the top, that you can observe. Okay, so now after that I'm writing here router dot post method, because if you are writing something, I mean if you are adding something into it, then we need to write something called method as a post method, right? So that's why I'm writing here method as a post, and I'm posting into the home only because that need to updates in the same API, right? So that need to updates in the same API, that's why I'm written it as a post method. And now afterwards into that post, what we need to write, we have something called create products. Okay, we have something called create products, and now inside of the create products we'll be calling, and it need to be import, that you need to check always whether it is importing or not. Okay, so now get products is been imported, and then create products also been imported. And next one is again I'm writing here something called router dot put method, because we are updating, right? So whenever we are updating the data, we need to write a method as a put method. So I'm writing here /, and now I'm putting it into the ID. So you already know if you wanted to get the dynamic data, then you need to give something called colon ID as a data here. Okay, so that's why I've written here something called colon ID. And now into this we need to write something called update data as a function. That is the update products function which we created before. Okay, so now after completion of this we have another route, that is router dot delete route. Okay, we have something called router dot delete, and deleting also we need to do it through the ID only. So that's why I've written again colon ID. Okay, so after this I'm going to write here something called delete products. So I passed here delete product. So that means you can check here get products, create product, update product, and delete product. 4 has been imported successfully, and also we have written the routes of that 4 successfully here. Okay, so after completion of this route, now we need to export the data, that is module dot exports equal to, and what we need to export here, the router which we have stored. Okay, so this is the router which we need to export here. So that is what I exported here. Okay, so now you can see router equal to express.router we have, and then router.get I have written. I mean, it is need to be in a home page, I mean home route. And next one post also I have written as a home route. And next one put, we are updating through the ID, that's why I have written as a colon ID there. And then we are deleting through the ID, and again I have written as a colon ID there. Okay, and finally I have just exported the module which I have created this router. Okay, write it. Is it done? Everyone, last benches. Just write it. So try to get imports automatically. Okay, if you wanted to get that imports, try to get it automatically. Is it done? Everyone, last benches. Fine. So now after creation of this router, now we need to place this router in the server.js. That is the main step. We are left only thing. Okay. So I'm going to create here something called, I'm going into the server.js, and I already told you that we created the server and we connected the database here. And now after completion of this thing, what we need to do? We need to use the router. Okay, so this is like a custom middleware. You can think product routes is like a custom middleware which we have created. So now I'm importing here something called const product routes equal to, okay, I'm just importing here const product routes equal to require, and inside of that require I have something called dot forward slash, and the routes are in a routes folder, right? So I'm mentioning the routes here, and inside the route we have something called product routes. Okay, so why I have imported here? Because I need to mention the main route for it, then only it will execute. Because if you are writing in a server.js, then only the routing will execute. So that's why I have imported the product routes which we have created. Okay, so after created, now I need to use it by using this app dot use, and inside the use I need to give a main route, that is slash API slash products. Okay, so this is the main API link which we are going to use in a front end to fetch. Okay, if we wanted to fetch the data in a front end, this is the main API URL which we are going to fetch. Okay, and this is, I have designed it as a API by products. Why? Because In API, we have a products, we have students, we have card details, we have favorites, and we have lots of things there, right? So that means I am mentioning API as a main route, and inside the API we have products as of now. That's why I have written it as a products. Okay, so after writing of this, in this API route we need to call is something called product routes, which we imported at the top. Okay, I have imported here something called product routes, right? So that has been doing by using this app.use. Okay, so here I am using something called app.use, and inside the app.use I have written here something related to the API, which we can give it by ourselves. That is, anything you can give there. But now in the route we need to call the routes which we have imported. So that means if I am writing products by forward slash, means it is getting all the products. Okay, if I am writing something ID like 1, means it will get the particular product. Okay, so that everything will be going on according to the routes which we provided here. Okay, is it done? Then is it enough now? Are you able to get the data? No, right? Because we need to parse the data. Whenever you're putting the data into the database, then we need to parse the data. So I've already told you we have one middleware, built-in middleware. What is the middleware? Express.json. So what it will do? It will give us the data in a parsing manner. If you're putting into the database, it will pass it as a JSON. If you're again getting into our data, then it will be passing it as a objects. Okay, so that is a manner it will pass the data. So that's why I'm writing here app.use of, I'm writing here something called express.json. Okay, so I've written here something called app.use of express.json. Then whenever I'm call this function, then it will be a built-in method. Okay, so directly you can use it. And now I'm adding another new thing here, that is app.use of CORS. Okay, so cross-origin resources sharing, that is also I'm adding here. I'll explain it later, because if we wanted to connect to the front end, it is mandatory. Okay, so now we need to import that cross origins, because we are using there. So I'm writing here const COR is equal to require CORS course. Okay, so I'm just importing it at the top and I'm using it at the bottom, whatever I want. Okay, so with this we concluded the backend creation of API, and now we can able to check the data in a Postman. Okay, we can go to the Postman and we can check the every data it is updating or it is creating or not. Or next, if we wanted to delete it, then we need to check it through the Postman that API is working or not. Okay, after checking all the endpoints in the Postman, then we can able to do the front end code. Okay, so what we have added in this express.js, I have added the express.json which will parse the data, and I have added something called cross-origin resources sharing, which will gives you the resources sharing from the front end and back end. And next one I have added here something called route, that is API by products, and I'm calling the product routes which I mentioned here. Okay, the data flow will be here. Whenever I'm calling this product route, it will go to the routes which I am having here. Here we have get to post, put, patch and delete, and now it will goes to the controllers which we created. So we are going on to the controllers. Inside the controllers, if you are calling anything, then this controller will get you the data. And after getting of these controllers, then it will goes to the schemas according to the creation of this DB. Okay, so here I connected the DB here, and according to this database, then it will goes to the schemas which we created. Okay, hope this would be enough. I've just shown you all the previous things here. మళ్ళీ క్రియేట్ చేయాల్సిన పని ఉండదు. ఓకేనా? సో ఇక్కడే ఒక బ్రీఫ్ ఇచ్చేస్తే సరిపోతుంది. Done? If you are not done with the server.js, I'll give you the time, just do it. What the new things we added here is this cross origins and express.json and this app.use, 3 things. Okay, these 3 will be fine for us as of now. And let me check the server is running or not. So server is running and MongoDB is connected. That means we don't have any errors as of now. Okay, So now we can check the data in a Postman if it is done. Done, everyone? If you're done, then I'll open the Postman. So I'm just opening here Postman app because I wanted to check the endpoints whether it is working or not. So now we'll able to check here by using the Postman. And now how to check the endpoints in the Postman, which you already know. We can open any endpoint here. I'm just zooming a little bit. And you know already our port is 3000, right? And the main route which we are having is API by products, right? And if I am sending the data, you will be not able to get any data as of now because nothing will be there. As of now, the product list is empty initially, so you can't able to get any data after given this command because you got an internal server error because there is no data there. And now what to do now? First thing, we need to post the data. Okay. Operation buffering timeout after. Yeah, we'll get the like that only. First, we'll post the data. Okay. Posting the data by using the link, this link only, right? We have given here something called API by products. And here inside the product route for post, I have given it as a only forward slash. That means we can post it by using this create product functions, the data directly. So how to post the data here? So we have something called body, right? So I'm writing a post method and let me make it as a full screen. How it's going? So now here we have something called body, which you know, and inside the body we need to maintain a raw data and JSON data. So now inside the JSON you need to write the data according to your model schema. Okay, you created the schema product.js, right? So what you have mentioned in that, first you have mentioned something called title, and I have written here something colon, I have mentioned it as a iPhone. Okay, and next one we have a price. So I'm writing here something called price, and that is 1 lakh. Okay, and next we have what? Yeah, category. So category ZORY. So inside the category you need to mention that is it's a belongs to electronics, right? So I'll be writing it as a electronics. Description. So I'm writing here description, which is it's a new model. Okay. So after description, image, right? So that image created there, and now inside the image I am making a URL. I'll copy from the web page. Or else not need. Yes. We can give any URL. I'm just giving it as a dummy URL, https colon double slash something like a flipkart.com. Okay, I'm just giving a URL, just dummy URL. And these are only the 5 things which we need to pass, right? Or we having any extra? You can check the schema. So here I have something called product models product.